Hi everyone and welcome. I am Cassandra. This is Yoga for Sleep. Hopefully this practice is going to help you stay asleep this evening with less wake-ups. Go ahead and get something like a pillow or a blanket. I also have a meditation cushion, which is kind of firm, and a yoga block, a foam yoga block, which is gentle but firm as well. So we are going to do a supported bridge today in our practice. You don't need these props. Really all you need is kind of like pillows and blankets if that's all you have. So go ahead and grab those before you begin. And then please settle in a comfortable position, either seated or lying down. Let's just notice the state of our energy right now. So what's going on in the mind, the physical body, the emotional body. You might want to have a pad of paper and a pencil to kind of jot down what's going on in the mind, get it out of there and onto a piece of paper so you can look at it maybe tomorrow. And just notice where the breathing is at, how it feels. Maybe setting a goal for what you want to accomplish this evening in your practice. Maybe it is a good night's sleep. Maybe it's restful sleep. Beautiful. And let's just begin by doing some really gentle twisting. So if you are lying down, you might want to come seated. We're just going to twist to the left. So take the hands over towards the left. Reach through the crown of the head, tucking the chin slightly so your spine is nice and tall. And we are not twisting like crazy here, just a very gentle twist. Let's switch sides, so hands both over to the right. Maybe looking over the right shoulder, but just a gentle twist. Great, let's do one more on each side, taking the hands over to the left. Maybe twisting a little bit more deeply, but gently. And coming back to the right. Gorgeous. All right, let's come back to center. So for our breath work today, we are going to be doing Ujjayi breath. So if you have ever fogged up a window or a mirror or something like that when it's cold outside, and you kind of open your mouth and breathe like that, Ujjayi breath is that same action, that feeling at the back of your throat, but it's with your mouth closed. So go ahead and breathe in through the nose. And then do the fogging action with the mouth open. Get that sensation and then inhale. Seal the lips. So do you feel that at the back of your throat? It's just a little bit of a constriction. You can also do it on the inhale. So breathe in, keep that constriction in the throat. Breathe out, same constriction like you're fogging up a mirror. Beautiful. Practice that a few times. Just noticing how it feels. Kind of sounds like the ocean, maybe. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keep going. Really warming up the body, creating some heat. And kind of massaging the nervous system, helping you feel held. Let's do one more round here. And if you don't like this, just drop the breathwork practice altogether and take nice, long, slow, deep breaths through the nose. All right, beautiful. Go ahead and release that Ujjayi breath. And then for the rest of our practice, you can pick that up in the different postures if you'd like, or just stick with long, slow, deep breathing in and out of the nose. All right, beautiful. All right, so wherever you are, let's just go ahead and take the arms up nice and tall. And then exhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling, and just get a nice big stretch. You can lean over left and right if you want. You can even kind of twist left and right like we were already doing today. Nice gentle twists. So the range is going to be different, but just notice how that feels. Beautiful. All right, hands come down. Let's go ahead and come all the way down onto our bellies. So if you want to come through a couple of cat-cows, go ahead and do that. Bumping the hips left and right, just moving the spine around, noticing what you need. Then we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. And we're going to take a couple of locust poses. So if you have any tenderness in the lower or middle back, let's just stay here in Sphinx pose. So the palms of my hands are together, which you can do in Sphinx if you like. I am on my elbows and forearms. If you have some tweakiness in your neck, you can kind of bring left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder, and just find some really slow and gentle movement here. You can drop the chin to the chest, really stretching the back of the neck, or draw circles with the nose. You can draw some circles, maybe bend at your knees, drawing circles with the ankles. Beautiful. All right, so you can stay here if you like, resting down, forehead down on your hands when you need to take a break. And you can also sit back in child's pose if you just want to counter this here. All right, so if you want to go for locust, what we're going to do is lower all the way down onto the chest, interlacing the hands behind the lower back, and then just straightening the arms, lifting the chest up off the bed. This is your inhale. If you want to, you can stay here opening the chest, or you can exhale, lower down, resting down on one cheek or the other. And then on your inhale, you lift back up, really opening the heart and the chest. The movement is really small, especially here on the bed. Don't worry about that. Just come up and down as feels good for you. You can even point the toes and lift the legs up if that feels good. Really squeezing the glutes, the thighs. And then you can exhale down, come back into a child's pose. And if that's too intense, just come into tabletop for a moment and then sit your hips back for child's pose. Big toes touch, knees are wide, walking the hands out in front of you, resting the forehead down on the bed or your hands. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths, or ujjayi breath. Maybe bumping the hips left and right, finding some movement and release. So you can stay here in child's pose as long as you like, or go ahead and come on up and back onto the knees. And we are going to get our props, okay, for bridge. So I suggest you start pretty low and we can stack things up once you're on your back. So I'm going to start with my bolster or my meditation cushion. If you want to, just fold a blanket or a pillow, and we're going to come sitting your tush kind of at the edge of that pillow here. Okay, legs are out in front of you, and we're just going to lay back. So this bolster or pillow or blanket is on not just the lower and middle back, but also the top part of your tush for some support, okay? So you can either straighten your legs out nice and long. You can take your arms up overhead, really reaching and stretching. You can draw circles with the wrists and the ankles. You can also bring the soles of the feet together for bound angle pose. And if you want more of a back bend, go ahead and place the soles of your feet on the bed and then take an extra pillow, blanket. I'm going to use the foam block and I'm going to place it. So lift your hips up, pressing into the feet, and just place it under your sacrum. So not on your lower back, okay? And then just see how that feels. You can keep your knees bent here or straighten the legs out. So we're just playing with this back bend, but get nice and comfortable. So we can take several rounds of breath here. Continuing to move and readjust yourself until you feel like you're exactly where you need to be. Maybe resting the hands with palms facing up next to you, or bringing the hands on the belly and chest with palms facing down. Maybe coming into the Ujjayi breathing, constricting the airflow at the back of the throat on the inhale and the exhale. Or sticking with long, slow, deep breathing. Feel free to come out of this posture whenever you are ready. Just bringing the soles of the feet to the bed, pressing into the heels, elevating the hips, removing the pillows and the props. Just snuggling yourself down in your final resting posture for this evening. Covering yourself up with blankets. Wiggle around, get comfy. Coming back to the breath. Nice, long, slow, and smooth. Making any final adjustments before you find your final rest for this evening. I hope you have a really beautiful sleep and some very sweet dreams. Good night.